Thank you for waking up with us at 6:31 on this Wednesday morning. We start with breaking news, devastating news out of Hampton, an apparent case of domestic violence, a house fire, a confrontation with police, and now we're learning that 4 people are dead.
All right, we want to get right to our Liz Palka, who's been on the scene for a while now and has been able to talk to Hampton police, who have said as best they can, what unfolded here this morning. Liz?
Yeah, Carrie, and they're still trying to figure that out. They're still at the very beginning of their investigation. What they do know right now is that 4 people from Ravenscroft Lane have all died this morning. There was gunshots and the house caught on fire, and one woman was also stabbed. A very sad situation. Take a look at this video that we got more than an hour ago when we arrived on scene. The house was still on fire and smoking. Fire units were everywhere. Here's what police say happened when they arrived just before 4 o'clock this morning. They found a woman in the roadway here on Ravenscroft Lane. She was suffering from at least 1 gunshot wound, multiple stab wounds, and burns. At the same time, they realized the house was on fire, and she told them, "My family is still in that house." As police approached, they actually saw a man on the roof, and if you want to bring us back live, I just want to show you exactly what we're talking about. We're focusing in on the house that's at the center of this investigation. You can actually see that it's still smoking, but there's a roof right above the porch. That is actually where they found a man standing, and he had a handgun pointing it at the police officers. Corporal Jason Price tells us that there was an exchange of gunfire, and that man that was on the roof is now deceased. Firefighters arrived on scene, and once they extinguished the fire and went upstairs in this house, they also found another adult female and a child that had also died. So 4 people dead. I talked to neighbors who just are so shaken by this. There are a lot of families that live on this road. People that knew what they're telling us, this was a family that lived here. I just talked to a neighbor a little bit ago who said that there was an elderly woman. What he said, it was a grandmother that lived at this home behind me on Ravenscroft, and that she lived there with a daughter and the daughter's husband and a toddler, someone that he said was probably about 2 years old, maybe even a little bit younger. And again, this is coming from a neighbor, not necessarily from police, but he says that these 4 people that have now been found dead, again, a grandmother, a daughter, a husband, and a toddler. There's no threat to neighbors right now. That's coming from Corporal Price. The fire is contained and it's actually out. There's, again, just still some spots where it is smoking. But they have the scene clear, and now they're just investigating because, again, this cul-de-sac on Ravenscroft Lane has become a crime scene this morning. He also said that they don't know if there are any survivors that were in this house that have lived to tell what exactly happened this morning just before 4 o'clock. So I know that they're going around and actually talking to some neighbors. When I talked with another neighbor that we just heard David talk to on the phone a little while ago, Bo, he actually said that investigators were in his house trying to get any information from him. But so everything is still developing, and we're gathering more information, trying to figure out exactly what happened and who these people were so we can bring that information to you. Carrie and Don?
Liz Palka on the scene in Hampton in the Hampshire Glen neighborhood off of Ravenscroft Lane and West Pembroke Avenue. Devastating news this morning. 4 people dead, 3 adults and 1 child.